Chapter 6. Conclusion. Wow! I'm amazed. They really are that stupid. The crew of the Kamedake watched on the bridge a recording of Alan sneaking off the ship with the fake package. Alan gave the finger to the camera and made a boastful expression as he pointed to the package and got into an escape pod. Wow, they actually went ahead and did it. But that's a fake, right? Right. So, they're going to send them back to us soon. They noticed Sana was looking upset. Sana, this isn't your fault. If anything, it's ours. Kariko and Amain said. Are you sure this isn't my bad luck's influence? NB was even involved. Don't forget this is a test ship meant to help us learn how to cope with your bias. This can only help us make sure it doesn't happen in the future. Kariko said. Still, those idiots stole our package. They will be lucky if the worst they get is retraining. Amain said. I guess you're right. Some things just can't be helped. Well, there's probably more to NB defecting than just your luck. Kariko said. How? There is probably a reason for it defecting. Remember, it's programmed to help you, and subspace communications are blocked on the ship. Still, it seems like it has a will of its own sometimes. Kariko thought. Oh! So it did it to broadcast our position to get help. Sana realized what she meant. All right then. Then set a course right for the pirates so they can find us. All right. Hakurin, give the remaining rations to Amain. She will be manning the ship's weapons systems. The rest of us should go rest. Kariko said. But how will the ship function with all of us asleep? Hakurin asked. Don't worry, Kamedake. Please take care of things for us. Kariko said out loud. A rainbow appeared on the bridge. Is this a royal tree ship? No, but Ares' team installed an AI to mimic one. It's very smart, but it can't substitute for Amain's sniping skills. I see. Makes sense if they're going to send it to fight a war. Exactly. Later, Hakurin came to talk to Kariko in her room in private. Hey Kariko. What's up? In order to get Alan and his people back, you might be thinking about sacrificing NB. Please don't. Why? That's our best bet. Haven't you noticed? There is someone inside of NB. So it's not just one of Ares' programs? No. It's an astral AI. It's okay if you tell the others, but don't tell Sana. Thank you for telling me this, Hakurin. Well, I'd better be off to my room. Hakurin left. Shortly after, Kamedake gave Kariko a warning message. We've encountered pirates. Damn, that was fast. She brought up a monitor of the situation, but the Kamedake instantly fired on the ships without warning, blowing them up. Wow, that's just what Amain would have done. Keep up the good work, Kamedake. I've found Sana. Ryoko cried out happily in front of her crew on the disguised ship. She had analyzed the damage reports from the pirates and figured out the ship's course. Can we send a hail? All communications seemed to be blocked. They jumped to find Gazura's fleet doing battle with the Kamedake. Wow, that's amazing. Look at it go. If we can't communicate through normal means with them, we're going to have to send a laser-transmitted communication. They rushed into the fray and began trying to send a communication laser to the Kamedake, but the Kamedake was in defensive mode and was not easy to hit. This is no good. We're going to have to fire in all directions at once. But the other pirates will get the message too if we do that. Then prepare to jump afterwards. We're ready. All right, let's go. Ryoko transformed into Irma because it was easier for her to operate as her. The message got to the Kamedake. Emergency jump. They jumped off into hyperspace. The Kamedake also jumped at the same time as if it had been anticipating them. Where did they go? Sir, there seems to have been a ship that looked like a container ship that snuck into the battle. It sent them some coordinates. Even if they jump after them with the AHP on their hull, it's going to take a while for them to catch up. Go after them. A few minutes later, a few hundred ships jumped out in front of the Kamedake. Where's the container ship? Hold on. Found it. A huge white flash went off in outer space and the ship shook. What was that? The Kamedake has exploded part of its outer shell. The Kamedake darted around quickly and started docking in the shipping vessel. It moves like a Jurian royal ship. What is that thing? Quick tag the Kamedake again and place a tracker on it this time. AHP again coded the Kamedake as it docked inside the container. The slimmed-down Kamedake finished loading itself inside Ryoko's ship, and they jumped off into hyperspace. Yes! It worked! Gazura rejoiced as he noticed the ship struggling to stay in hyperspace a few seconds later. On the inside of the ship, the friction had caused damage to the inside of the container. A little help here, Eri? I've managed to finish analyzing that paint stuff. This should do the trick. Be careful, they put a tracker on it this time. Eri transmitted data for a formula that would dissolve the AHP. The walls on the inside of the shipping container began spraying the Kamedake down with it. The container's internal temperature is decreasing. The Kamedake is stabilizing. As soon as it's stable, jump. Captain, we have about 20 seconds till we're good to go. How stable is it so far? About 25%. Establish communications with the Kamedake and drop out into normal space. Prepare for a long-distance jump. Okay, returning to normal space now. Everyone prepare for the shock. The ship shook as it left hyperspace. Captain, we have a line open to the Kamedake. Irma stood up as Sena appeared on screen. Irma-san? Or should I say Ryoko? Either is fine. Is everyone okay? Yes, but, well, we're a bit hungry. When the Kamedake stabilizes, I'll have someone bring over some food. A ship has jumped out right next to us. That was quick. We have to jump now to avoid it. An operator reported. Irma, the Kamedake hasn't stabilized yet. Kariko cried. Irma, we have to go now. An emergency jump was too risky. Ryoko realized she had no choice but to try to fight it off. The ship shook. Captain, the enemy ship has managed to penetrate our shields, but there has been no damage. AHP now covered the exterior of the ship. In the process, a huge hole had been blown in their shields. Prepare to purge the outer hull as soon as the Kamedake is stabilized and then jump. Ryoko prayed that strategy would work. But before they could, the ships around them grappled them and anchored them so they couldn't jump. Kerchi was worried. Gazura noticed and grinned. Thanks, you helped us out. The Kamedake is as good as ours now. They're not caught just yet. You shouldn't underestimate the Academy like that. We aren't stupid either. We've thought about how they would react to the AHP, and we have anticipated their response. But what will you do if they jump? We know this part of space, and it's not hard to figure out where they're going to try to hide. Besides, with that tracker, we can find them no matter where they go. Gazura boasted. Kerchi sighed in defeat. Suddenly, a field surrounded Kerchi, and she was confined. Tell Tarrant that it's time. Sena, as soon as the Kamedake is stabilized, I'm going to have the ship release the cargo container so you can get away. No, Irma. If you do that, you will be caught. There's no telling what Tarrant will do with you. If he catches you, it's going to be even worse. Besides, you need to get that package to safety. Don't worry. I can change my identity. If they mistook her for an Academy person, they might hold her for ransom and return her once negotiations went through. Ryoko, your death hasn't been announced yet. Maybe you can convince them you were trying to capture us. Please leave our affairs to us to decide, her adjutant said. High-level gravity distortions are being detected. A ship is jumping out. It's the Deadless, Irma said, recognizing the feel of the tremor it was causing. Her cries silenced the bridge. Tarrant knew what had happened, so her hopes of getting out alive had just vanished. Wait. Bombard the ship and have the Kamedake use it as a shield for escape, she cried. The ship's staff set to it. Sena, the ship will be stable in 2 minutes. Go as soon as you can. No. What? Sena's reaction stopped the crew on the bridge. That is unacceptable. I won't do it. The Deadless grappled onto the ship and begun dragging it in. We've finally caught them. Thank you for your efforts, Gazura. I know this has been a challenging week. Everyone get ready to bring them to me and don't waste any time, Shank said. If you don't, everyone will die. Hurry! No! Irma, get your crew into spacesuits and we'll open a hatch so you can board our ship. Go now. Oh! And bring food. Amain. What about the container ship? Who will control it? Our ship's AI will do it. Deputy Commander, get everyone to the Kamedake immediately. Within 5 minutes, everyone was transferred over. Sena, Kerchi yelled. Sir, we're reading rapidly rising energy levels from the container ship. They're going to suicide bomb us. Quick! Detach the anchor. Don't let them get away. But it was too late. An explosive white light blinded their monitors, but they quickly applied a filter and saw the Kamedake was gone. Find them. But another burst blinded the monitors. A diffuse beam? Terrant's ship had fired it, and it had torn the coating on the hull of the Kamedake off. Terrant has caught them. No getaway, Kerchi screamed. The crew cheered. Well, that's that. Thank you for all your help, Gazura. Terrant came on the monitor. The operator went to close communications when... Wait, is that Kerchi? Gazura, what's going on? I'll explain. Gazura started in. Make it quick. How do you know who I am? Kerchi interrupted. You're Kerchi, right? I've seen your show. Oh, thank you. I'm surprised to meet someone from outside of the academy who knows me. Gazura moved out of the way and let them talk while he started working on something and got distracted. You know, we had some trouble in our systems due to an AI with an astral. I'm glad to see you're not the one who was causing it. You know I'm missing, right? Of course, but I never thought I would see you here. Well, it's a long story actually. She told him a long drawn-out story, making sure not to include Sena in it. 20 minutes later, she was still talking and Gazura realized something was off about how she was extending the conversation, but Terrant was very interested. Terrant, it's about time, don't you think? If you say so. Kerchi thanked him for listening and she looked at Gazura and smiled. Everyone please, sit down for this. Terrant was about to get Sena when a huge blow shook the ship. Maya meow. What was that? It felt like a Jurian royal ship. What's going on? Our sensors were knocked offline. I can't tell. No, you're right. I'm right here. Can you get me? Kerchi said. Maya. No way, is that? Sensors are back online. What? Maya. The figure of the deadless caught in Ryuoki's tractor beam appeared on screen. I don't understand. The ship says. That's the Ryuoki. Wow. The legendary hero Ryuoki is here. Don't get carried away, guys. That thing is not our friend. But the Ryuoki always worked alone. It's not with us. Ryuoki focused a second tractor beam on Gazura's ship as it went flying towards it. The ship is going to be pulled apart by that thing's tractor beam. Sena and the girls were suddenly transferred to the bridge of the Kamedake. The pirate ships were let go from the tractor beam. What's going on? Oh. Is that? What's the matter? Sena was confused. A notification came on screen that NB, Alan, Barry, and Cohen had been beamed back on board. Phew. Sena's safe. Eri said to Ringo as she heard about what happened with the Ryuoki. I'm a bit disappointed though since it means we're not going to get any more data. And how would you expect us to pay for that? Don't be greedy, Ringo said. The only good thing to come out of this is I found a lot of holes in the accounting that we had done earlier, and I plan to make sure we get paid every cent. Oh God, you don't mean me, do you, Ringo-chan?